Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Friedlander.
Judah Friedlander, welcome to the show, brother.
Great to see you guys. This is really cool, man.
I know, man.
You know, twins and non-twins.
Yep.
And New York and LA coming together. It's
So
an amazing thing.
This is the thing I don't love the pandemic at all for a million reasons. But one of the things that we have such a strong connection to so many people in the New York comedy scene that we constantly lament, like, dude, get out to California so we can do this. The way we were before this. Get out to California so we can do the show. Or, hey, are we at a festival together where we can have you on the show? This has allowed us to connect in a way that I think has made our show better. Don't you agree, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different dimension that we were able to do.
I love it. I love it. And so again, Judah, we've got back in touch because we were both on the Tournament of Laughs, which was a blast to be able to do. But I was so happy that it just, you know what it did? For the simple reason of it just got us texting each other again. It just made me happy. I'm like, oh man, you come to our show. Let's do it. I think the last time we had you on is right before, or to promote your Netflix special, which was basically like a press conference at the Comedy Cellar. It was
so good.
Do you still get a lot of love for that thing? It was so well done.
You know, I think it's been getting, it really seemed to not be getting much for a while, but I think maybe just the past few months it's been getting stuff because, you know, on that is, you know, it's called America is the Greatest Country in the United States.
Which is hilarious.
And
so hilarious.
And when it came out, most people didn't even get the joke in the title. Whenever they would say it, they would flub it and be like, say, you know, they just wouldn't get it.
Right.
And now it seems like more people are getting it, you know.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't know. I think I don't know for whatever reason, but it seems like maybe it's had a little bit of an increase in people watching it.
I also think people are like through all of their stuff. They've sort of watched through everything because people are not going out.
Or they're looking for new things that they may have.
So to our listeners who are listening to this show, if you haven't seen America is the Greatest Country in the United States, go watch that after this. And then Judah's doing a live Zoom show this Thursday. We'll talk about that at the top of segment 2. But we have dumb stuff to get to immediately. All right, there's dumb things happening in the world.
Thank God the pandemic hasn't stopped the
pandemic hasn't stopped dumb. I mean,
no, not at all.
We're even getting dumber in these days, Judah.
You know, that's what's great about America. You know, some people think we've peaked. We just keep climbing, dude.
We're number one. We're number one in dumb.
We're number one at not knowing when the bit is over. Like we'll keep going with the bit.
We tell you, it's just getting started. It's just
exactly.
Getting
You think you're at the top of the mountain? It's just clouds. Keep going up. Keep going up. So we get our stories sent to us by our awesome fans, and let's jump into one right now.
Are you ready? Sent it by Liz Haggerty at Liz Haggerty.
She's great.
I love it.
Love her.
This happened in late June. This is the first line that you know you have a problem where you live. There's been another pizza battery, Florida cops report.
Pizza battery?
Yeah, someone got
beaten with a pizza.
They got assaulted with a pizza. But
I thought it was a battery. Someone put batteries in a pizza. And someone bit into it and is now sick. But remember that, Judah, when we were kids, there was a Halloween warning by everybody's parents. Don't eat into an apple because people are putting razor blades in apples.
Of course. Yeah, no, that was, I mean, my recollection as being a kid is that wasn't even considered a rumor. That was,
right,
that was like, do not eat an apple on Halloween.
Someone on your street's doing this.
If someone gives you an unpackaged item, it has been doctored. Which as a kid, you're like, okay, so avoid healthy things. I think I can do that. We can handle that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, giving out fruit on Halloween was considered evil anyways.
Yeah.
And then So, like, to me, the mentality was if someone's giving you an apple, one, they're a terrible person.
Sure,
On
period.
Halloween.
Sure.
And then it would make sense that they would put a razor blade in there too, because you already know they're a bad person for giving out fruit on Halloween.
The people who give out fruit on Halloween also don't wear their shoes at the dentist's office. You know what I mean? This is like it's a blanket all the way across.
Right. They feel too comfortable in the universe.
I don't like it.
Also, I feel like if you were going to put a razor blade in an apple, there's no payoff.
Right.
Even
You're
for
not around when the
yourself.
kid bites it.
Yeah, most people that are into like violent crime want to see, they want to see the anvil fall.
That is the type of person who bowls and then doesn't stay to watch just turns around before the
pro
ball
move.
hits the pins, just walks away.
You are supposed to watch. You are supposed to watch when you're bowling.
That's
You are
right.
supposed to
Yeah.
watch.
So if you're going to
sportsmanship.
break that rule,
It's too much hubris. All right.
Now,
Dave.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
You mentioned not wearing shoes to the dentist. Is that a phrase you made up, or is that
no,
a
I'm
common
just
He
phrase?
makes it up.
I made it up. I mean, it's
'Cause
not
that's a great phrase. I mean, you said that with such confidence. I'm actually thinking, okay, I'm dumb. I don't know.
No.
I haven't heard this phrase.
She's the
that
type
really-
of gal who wouldn't wear shoes to a dentist. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like
It's a great line. It's
great
a
line.
great line.
It's the way she
But
says it.
I just love in this story that they're they're like, well, so and so's in trouble again, and like we would all know who we're talking about, what
Yep.
they do. This starts out with there's another pizza battery.
We got another
like,
one.
hey, Florida, as
Here
it
we go.
happens here.
Here we go. Someone got pistol whipped with a slice.
Also, if you did tell me that Pizza Hut released a new pizza battery, that it was a battery and a pizza, I'd be like, of course.
So you put your phone right on the
on it.
pizza and
Right
it
on
charges it up.
No, you put the
Perfect.
you attach the black clamp to the crust and the red clamp to
And
a
you can
pepperoni. and you can
jumpstart your car.
According to police, an evening of verbal altercations, which is the nicest way to say screaming at each other.
That's right.
A screaming fight.
Culminated early Thursday in a physical confrontation that left a 37-year-old man with a minor burn on his hand and his ex-girlfriend in handcuffs.
Were they girlfriend and boyfriend like until that happened?
Yeah,
Depends on who you asked, probably.
My
Judah is
girlfriend did the X. She's in cuffs and she's like X.
X good. You can't. A relationship can't survive a pizza battery. Am I right, Judah?
You know, if the pizza's really good, I think it can.
How good is the pizza?
Do you guys have... Well, we'll dig into that. Okay.
I want to know what Judah's favorite.
Judah, what's your favorite New York pizza?
I want to know what everybody's favorite frozen pizza is.
Okay, well,
Because mine's Tombstone. And it's not even close.
mine is a Trader Joe's truffle. It's more of a flatbread.
That is
Hollywood
good. That is very good.
Thank you,
I
Judah.
know which one you mean. That's very good.
What is your-
DiGiorno makes a good one too, but go ahead.
But what's your New York? Do you have a go-to place that you're like, or is it right around from the cellar? Or where is your?
Well, I'll be honest with you. This is a little bit of a sad, long story. So
let's get into
I'll
it.
try to make it short.
Do whatever.
Over the years, New York pizza in general has gotten worse.
I buy that.
Back in the 80s, 90s, back then, if you were standing on the corner you're on had a pizza spot. Across the street had a pizza spot.
right.
And then there was another pizza spot.
Down the
And there
street.
was usually always one that was at least good and dependable. There might even have been one that's great.
Right.
And then there was one that was like, it's okay.
Right.
You know, maybe the other one's like, okay.
Right.
You know, now it's hard to even name 5 pizza spots.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, and it's hard to actually recommend, okay, where's a really good place to go? Because what happened in New York about 10, 15 years ago, they started opening up these dollar pizza places.
Oh yeah.
It's $1 a slice, and which is a great deal, but it's not really great quality
Right.
pizza.
Right.
And so many, as New York's gotten more gentrified, it's filled with so many young people who are from the suburbs who don't really know what good pizza is.
So they're like, I'll get a $1 slice over here. I'm
Yeah,
paying, I'm
and
drunk.
Exactly. So to them, it's like, hey, this is great, you know. But it's so those kind of forced out your regular pizza places,
Right.
You know, that were selling it for $2 or $2.25 or $2.50
Right.
a slice,
Right.
And then what has happened is these gourmet pizza
High-end,
places,
high-end.
the Neapolitan style,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Right.
Neapolitan style pizza. They're small. They're cooked at like 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
They cook in. I think under 60 seconds. The whole pizza.
Wow.
And the ovens are usually imported from Italy.
Yep.
Those are incredible. There's one called Sotto Casa in Brooklyn that is
Damn
excellent.
good.
Excellent.
They also
Authentic pizza.
They also import the sexual harassment from Italy. So every woman
do.
they import
I hope
that
not.
in.
I really hope
they
not.
import that in. No, it's like you don't
order
want
it.
it, but it comes with the
every
pizza
slice.
oven. With every pizza oven, 3 women get.
You want a slice of pizza, you get a slice of life.
There's another one. I gotta look this one up because I'm forgetting the name. They serve Rome style pizza,
Which is-
Rome generally. I mean, even in Rome, they say their pizza's not as good as the Neapolitan style. But it's squares, so they serve squares, and it's all again. I think they have imported flour, gourmet. All
So what are you
gourmet
talking, like
stuff.
6.5 a slice?
Phenomenal.
Is it like what, $6 to $8 a slice? Probably.
No, it's not that much,
Okay.
but it's incredible.
I
You're
mean,
making
I
me
gotta get
want
to
it.
that. I'm gonna look it up. I'll
all
let
right, you look it up,
I'll
and
let you
we'll
know.
continue on with this, and you look
Yes.
that up, and then
All
just
right, here's what happened and who was involved. As detailed in a court filing, Becky Bartlett.
Yeah.
She knows how to throw a
No
punch.
way Becky Bartlett even got her GED.
Becky Bartlett was born in jean shorts.
That's right.
Becky Bartlett has a water show in the Wisconsin Dells. Got her dad Tommy started.
Becky Bartlett has a knee that needs to be operated on, but will never.
Becky Bartlett yells, "If you just listen," a lot.
That really should be like a newspaper comic strip.
Becky Bartlett.
Becky Bartlett.
Great
It's
one.
like right next to Family
great one.
Circus.
It's the Andy Capp of white trash women.
Right. She's like Kathy, but instead of arg, she's like fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky Bartlett has on more than one occasion said, no. What I'm saying is that all lives do matter.
You're like, shut up, Becky.
Jesus
Stop it.
Christ.
Becky Bartlett drinks on the way to checking out at the store.
I'm going to pay for it anyway.
As detailed in court filing, Becky Bartlett and Robert Ybarra, Bobby Y, had been arguing, and this is in quotes, throughout the night.
Yeah.
I would say throughout the relationship.
Right. That argument didn't start that night. That is
No.
a continuation
That's a 2-year
of
argument.
This is a Christmas argument in June.
Yep.
They had been arguing, quote, throughout the night when Robert Ybarra decided to leave the St. Petersburg residence for several hours, quote, to help diffuse the situation.
Dude, I give this guy
I do
credit.
too.
Instead of getting into a fight
Right.
or anything, and we've all been
He
gotten into
went
fight.
to the strip club just to diffuse the situation.
He went to go hang with his mistress. What is wrong with this
He went on a
guy?
clenched fist walk.
Strip clubs really are. People talk about. They say yoga. Goes back centuries.
Yeah.
Meditation. You got to look at the relaxation of strip clubs and how long that's been in societies.
Yeah.
Amen.
Dim lighting, melodic music.
Takes the pin out of the balloon a little bit.
Takes the heat out of the
A
situation.
little bit. Ybarra, who's
it's
described.
like Buddhism.
It is.
Strip clubs are like Buddhism plus capitalism, and
Buddhism plus 2 drinks.
Well, like Buddhism, someone's got their shirt off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ybarra, who's described as Bartlett's ex-girlfriend. Now, that means that someone is saying he's not.
The ex-boyfriend?
Or ex-boyfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
Appears to share the home with her. Upon returning to the residence after 3 a.m., that is a long time to diffuse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted an excuse to be out.
That's right.
Could be.
All right. So he's been gone since 9. It's 3 a.m. He's back.
Upon returning to the residence after 3 a.m., Robert Ybarra began to, quote, cook himself a pizza, which upset Becky Bartlett, who was sleeping on the living room couch.
So
this is-
she's like, I don't even want to be in the bed. I want to
they broke
hear.
up.
All right.
But why shouldn't she get the bed? You know what I mean?
Maybe they
first of
rotate.
all, I think someone named Becky Bartlett has never had good pizza.
No, never.
I thought you were going to say a
Never
bed.
had good pizza.
She's also never had a bed. That's
Yeah.
Although, in her defense, I'm going to say that some couches are really comfortable.
Yeah,
Super
true.
comfortable.
It's true. Some couches are bed-like. I would say
Becky
this.
Bartlett's crib was an air mattress.
Becky Bartlett has slept standing up.
And not known it.
That's
While
a skill
driving.
that's learned.
That is
That
a learn.
learned.
You
I
got to
think-
teach yourself how to do that.
I think back when I lived in Chicago, there were a couple times I fell asleep standing up on the train, where you just
On the
kind of
train?
doze a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit, like
Oh,
you get that nice little rock, and the lean to the partition, you just lean
Yep,
into
you
that
lose your
hard.
balance.
Yeah.
Harken back to your early day. Now, you don't still drive around the city, but if you're doing spots around town, I mean,
No, I got rid of the car several years ago
van.
because I moved back to Manhattan, and I used to street park. I had a car in New York, and I street
I remember it.
parked for years.
We rode in it with you.
Yeah. That was when I had the minivan. That was a lot of fun.
That was was it like an Aerostar or something? It was beautiful.
That was
a Dodge Caravan.
Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, I remember
the old kind, the kind that's shorter than they make now. They still make a Dodge Caravan, but they're a lot longer now.
This was like a real minivan.
Yeah, it was the first minivan, I think.
It was amazing.
And you had a 8-track tape player in there. I
Yep.
think.
God, I
Yep.
love that thing.
Yep.
bless it.
Not 8-track. Yeah, just a regular old
Regular
audio
old
cassette
Regular
tape.
tape player. I think we listened to some White Snake. It was
That's
pretty
right.
fun.
Wonderful.
Driving through Manhattan.
I'm sure Becky Bartlett knows all the White Snake songs.
Yep, she
Becky
does.
Bartlett knows 5 White Snake songs.
Becky Bartlett knows one of the guys in Whitesnake.
Becky Bartlett has broken into a claw machine.
Becky Bartlett owns a white snake,
For sure.
or she calls her ex-boyfriend's penis a white snake.
Uh-huh. Because she can't trust it. Okay, so
And he keeps wanting her to suck the venom out.
It's dangerous.
Robert Ybarra gets back, decides to cook himself what I can only hope was a tombstone pizza.
You hope
Well, it is.
What do you want
well,
on
it
your
is-
epitaph?
It is his funeral, yes.
Right. While Becky Bartlett tries to sleep on the couch. Becky Bartlett then allegedly walked over to the oven, extracted the pizza, and threw it at Robert Ybarra. Now, how hot is her hand?
No, she went and got
an
a
oven
glove.
I love that you guys think they have an oven mitt in this house. She got a washcloth.
She got a washcloth, lifted it up, and just hucked it at his
Hucked
arm.
it at him, right?
And it landed on his hand.
Yep. The pizza struck Ybarra's hand, causing a minor burn, cops report. When officers responded to the home, they noted that Robert Ybarra, quote, suffered visible injury and had food on his pant leg consistent with the statements.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not changing. We'll see what the cops say. when they
Tell the cops. Tell them, okay, cop, come taste this sauce on my leg.
Tell him what you did.
Whether you want it or not, pizza always leaves evidence.
That's
It does.
it's evidence,
Always
man.
does.
That's Exhibit A.
A,
How
B,
many
and C.
How many times did he walk around the apartment before the cops came and said, "That's Exhibit A"?
Right. And they're like, sir, you're not part of this case. I'm a victim of it. That's where your only role. You're not solving
Let
it.
me dust for Prince.
That's Exhibit A.
Becky Bartlett was arrested for domestic battery and misdemeanor and booked into the county jail. She was released from custody Tuesday afternoon of her own recognizance. A judge has ordered Bartlett to have no contact with Ybarra. That's going to be tough because they live together, I think. Barred her from possessing firearms or ammunition. That's good.
Good.
And prohibited her from leaving the county without court permission. Ybarra also ended up in handcuffs.
Whoa.
After a computer check revealed that he was subject of a fugitive warrant issued in Colorado, where he is charged with a 2016 felony of marijuana distribution, aka bullshit. Robert Ybarra appears to have jumped a $50,000 bond in the Colorado case and is now being held without bond in Pinellas County Jail.
So
in
it's a happy
Clearwater.
ending for her, too.
So everybody,
Yeah.
this is going to be easier to stay away from each other.
Now, for fun, before we move on to the next story and take a break, how old do you think Becky Bartlett is?
Okay, Judah, knowing what you know.
Becky Bartlett could be a very young woman's name. I think it could also be a retiree's name.
Yeah.
She could
I'm
be
gonna go
retired
with-
from a lot of things and be young.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the guess of 24.
24
Okay.
years old.
I think
Judah Friedlander.
Becky Bartlett has been smoking since she was 8.
Okay.
I'm going to say Becky Bartlett is 33 years old.
33 years old.
I don't know why this came to me. 39 jumped into my
39
mind. That was
years
the
old.
first thing I thought.
24, 33,
39.
39.
One of you is only 1 year off.
Okay.
Which means, would any of you like to adjust your guess by 1 year up or down?
Okay, I do. I'll go 38.
Okay.
32.
Okay.
I'm going to hold.
Okay. All right. Becky Bartlett, pizza throwing, mad in the middle of the night.
Had an argument.
Trying to sleep on the couch. It's like when you're in college and you got to sleep on your friend's couch, and there's always that one roommate that's like, I think I'm going to cook things. And you're
Nope.
like,
I'm going to play video games. Please
Stop. Becky Bartlett is 32 years old.
Oh,
nice.
Well the proper
done.
adjustment.
Yeah,
too.
you
Good
did.
adjustment and all that stuff. All
Becky
right,
Bartlett.
guys, if you're in a fight, don't escalate it to the pizza level. That's our first story down in the books. When we come back, I want to tell you a little bit about a live show that Judah is doing in 2 days' time, and all the other where you can follow him because he's just one of our favorites. This is Dumb People Town. Judah Friedlander's with us. Don't go anywhere.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
I'll throw this question out to you, smart Dumb People Town listeners. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? You're talking to 3
out of 3.
3 for 3.
Guys right here.
As Dan, you're on the precipice of your 40th birthday. Can I say that out loud?
I think you did.
Okay. Are you mad at me?
No.
We're all dealing with it, and there's a way to do something about it, and that's why I love this sponsor. We're talking about our buddies at Keeps. Look, you used to have to go to the doctor's office, and that can be an embarrassing thing. Now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit your doctor online, which obviously in this pandemic,
In this day and age, it's a very smart thing.
you get your hair loss medication delivered right to your home. They make it easy to deliver your medication every 3 months, so you can say goodbye to the pharmacy checkout.
So good.
They're trying to cut down your access and your exposure to people in a time like this and make it better for you. There are only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. These guys use them. You may have tried them, but probably never for this price. So
Great
they're trying to give
price.
you guys something that makes you feel good and at the same time doesn't break your bank. Keep treatments. Keeps treatments can take up to 4 to 6 months to see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using your Keeps, the more hair you will save. So we want you to find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000. There you go, men. Trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. Keeps treatments just start at $10 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get your first month for free.
I love it. I love it.
If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/DPT to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's KEEPS.com/DPT. One more time, that's KEEPS.com/DPT. Guys, this is the time to do it from the comfort of your own home. We make it easy for you, and so do these guys, and they make it affordable as well. We appreciate these guys sponsoring us. When you go ahead and put in that code DPT, that lets them know that we're the ones who sent you, so you're helping our podcast as
matters.
well. Whether you are working from home or working on your fitness, you want to be listening to what you're listening to.
I'm
Randy's
holding
it up right now.
I'm
and showing
holding
me.
up my Raycons. I
Not
love them.
what your kids or your neighbors or your partner or your roommates, what they're listening to. So everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, especially right now in this pandemic where our homes are being transformed into our offices.
That's right.
Where our lives are being like crammed in on top of each other. Look, before you start dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, we want you to check out from our sponsor, which I'm very excited about these guys, the wireless earbuds from Raycon. Look, you already know Raycon earbuds, they start about half the price.
Yeah,
I have been using these for the last few months.
Talk
and
about
I
it,
am
man.
so happy with my Raycon.
I think you have the
earbuds.
everyday E25 earbuds, and those are the best ones yet.
They're inexpensive, yet they're amazing. They cancel out all the noise.
Sound quality is amazing.
Sound quality is incredible. And you've heard me, you're on the other end of those phone calls.
So you sound great on them. It's 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass. You can talk about
it
the
fits
sound.
into my ear better. I'll just say that. And they actually come with a number of different ear size, like I don't know,
it's the
silicone,
rubber
but they're
little
the
things.
rubber things that you put in your ear. They're different sizes, so they can size up
You can
to you.
adjust,
So
yeah.
you can adjust so it fits your ear type.
So no more dangling wires, none of
love
that
it.
crap. You've got it. A lot of people love their earbuds. You're talking to 3 people who use them.
We do it in many ways. We use our earbuds when we are doing
conference calls.
conference calls with each other, Zoom calls, and I'm walking around in my neighborhood. That's how I exercise. Dan exercises all the time, and when you want to listen to music and cancel everything out and everybody out, these Raycons are amazing.
So now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order. It's already less expensive, 15% off at buyRaycon.com/DPT. That's BUYRAYCON.com/DPT for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. BuyRaycon.com/DPT. You will love them. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got Judah Friedlander with us this Thursday night, as in 2 nights from tonight. He is doing a Zoom show, a 60-minute or plus, 60 plus. It's a headlining set of
If
comedy.
you've never seen him do a headlining set, you want to see this. And if you're saying to yourself, man, I'm at home, I'm stuck, I want to do something, I will say this. The people that have come to see, and we've done live these Zoom shows, they're really fun. The people that have come to see us have reported back to us that it was like the first time they felt like they did something.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting in your house, you get to grab some wine, sit down, hang out, and watch a comedy show from the comfort.
A live comedy show.
This Thursday night, so 2 days from now, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, JudahFriedlander.com.
Yeah, for tickets. Yeah, and tickets, because, we're in crazy times, so it's donation based. It's a minimum donation of $1.
Yeah.
So you can pay $1 and watch the show, or you can pay more.
I think our
it's up
fans
to
who
you.
are so good about that and understand the support of comedians who need it, quite frankly, right now. Look, Judah'd be on the road, we'd be on the road, Dan would be on the road. Like these are times where we can't do that, and I know our fans are really great. So if you want to see a great show, pay what you think is fair, treat him fairly. And let's make Judah the money he needs right now to keep him.
And also give you a great night. It's so much fun. To see a live comedy show is a blast.
Especially if you're in a lot of parts of this country where comedy shows don't come through very often. Like
That's
this
right.
this is a windfall for a lot of people to be
Yeah,
like,
do
wow,
you-
I get to watch someone I love do stand up, and I haven't got that opportunity yet.
I mean, we get that
At
all
least
the
in a
time.
live-ish
People are
sense.
like, "Come on up to Maine," and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess us and Bob Marley can do a show together, but like,
right.
we're not up there. Or for you, like, hey man, come to Boise, and you're just like, I don't know if I can make it up there.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I've done a few of these now because past few months I've been doing a fair amount of shows on Zoom that other people have been producing, but for the past couple of weeks I've been producing my own.
Yeah.
In addition to doing others, and I've been experimenting around with the different times. So I've even done some that are daytime for us, so that more people it'll be nighttime in Europe.
In England, yeah.
Yeah, and I did a show about a week ago where it was mostly international and not U.S.
Dude,
so
are you able to?
It's been really cool.
Yeah, and I know so much of your show. What I love about watching you live is that there's a moment where you'll just open it up to the audience, and your ability to just riff off them is so great. Do you open it up on Zoom because you can see
Yeah.
faces and stuff?
and they ask you
Yeah.
questions and you improvise on
Yeah, the show's interactive, so it's it's not a Zoom webinar where you cannot interact with the performers. I have it so that as an audience member, you can always hear and see me, and then you have the option to make yourself visible and heard so that I can see and hear you. It's
great.
So yeah, I invite the audience to ask me questions about my presidential platform, and if a couple's watching the show, sitting on their couch, I can see them. I can ask them questions about the painting on the wall behind them.
It's great.
And so it's a lot of fun. It really it works.
What I love about it is it's never the same thing twice for you, and for you, and for people who've seen you before, they're going to get to see a different show just by the very
Yeah.
nature of who's out there.
Yeah,
Jay and I did our friend Stuart Goldsmith, who's a great comic in England. He does this chat show called The Infinite Sofa, and we did it. It was like 1:30 our time, and it was like 9:30 England, in London, and it was so much fun. And we were interacting with there were
great.
12 people who were on, like the VIPs, who were visible and could talk and participating and whatnot.
One guy was like laying down. We're like, how comfortable is this guy?
He's
So
laying down on a
confident.
couch.
Jesus
He was
Christ.
just vaping the
I'm
whole
like,
time.
are there women just off camera, like
Just
fanning
fanning
you
him.
with giant leaves?
Yeah.
Like, what
it
are you
was,
doing?
It was great. So I
The crowd work it adds a different dynamic that's actually a lot of fun because you see people in their homes.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are like, making sure they're looking presentable or their place is looking presentable. And then there are other people like you said, literally they're smoking joints, they're
Yep.
laying down.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Well,
It's
it's so
hilarious.
funny because in the world of Zoom and the way that's taken over, I feel like it happened so fast as the way to keep business going, but people don't realize that, like, yeah, you bring your phone in to stay on the Zoom call while you go to the bathroom, but you're still on camera, dummy. Or like there's like a Brazilian,
it was a Mexican senator
who took her. She was changing her clothes, but wanted to stay on the call. And it's like, we can see you, lady. We can see everything, and just people don't understand. So I love that aspect of it. This Thursday, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. Go to JudahFriedlander.com.
6
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
It's an hour plus with Judah Friedlander. All right, Judah, should we jump into another story right here?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Let's do it. Sent in by Kim Fritz at Kimberly Fritz.
I love my Fritzy.
We love her. Can't wait
And
to
her
see them
mom.
again. I know. All right, here we go. I'm going to read you the headline because it's worth it.
Okay.
Man caught speeding was actually fighting deadly snake with knife in Australia.
Wow.
God.
What an excuse.
Is this the plot for Mad Max? Like
Or Crocodile Dundee 3.
Or just a Tuesday in Australia.
right?
Right.
Have you been to Australia?
It does make me want to go to Australia.
Have you
hearing
ever
a
been or
story
no?
Like that. No, I was supposed to go there several years ago, and the promoter, I believe, messed up my work visa. So,
Oh, my God.
So the shows had to get canceled. Yeah.
I'm going to go because my wife's brother lives down. He's he's the dean of a science department at a university in Melbourne, and he has a house down there. We're going to go. And I would like to do a live Dumb People Town down in Australia. So if there are Australian fans listening, let's figure out how we can get there at some point. I'd love to do it.
That'd be a great goal.
But our friend,
I've been.
went down to Australia, and he did research about it before he went down and took this trip. This is maybe like 20 years ago, like 18 years ago. And he said, here's what my research found. Lots of stuff can kill me down in Australia. So that is what I filed this story under.
Yeah.
Like,
Snake in the car.
Did he even know? Is this his snake?
Police hear plenty of wild excuses when they pull a person over for speeding, but one Australian man's real story, that's what they wrote. That's what they wrote.
No.
Son of a bitch.
Might be a cut above the rest. The 27-year-old
Cut
man,
above the rest is a pun, too.
Sorta,
Because he's
yeah.
trying to fight
Like
it with
Australian
a knife.
Will
knife.
Greenlee.
Yeah. The 27-year-old man identified by police only as Jimmy, which I love too. Like in Australia, they're like, we don't care. You're alive.
You know, Jimmy.
We don't need your knife. He says he used a knife and a seatbelt to fight off a deadly brown snake that had coiled around his leg while he was driving a truck in Queensland, Australia. Could you imagine the feeling?
Just the fear.
You're driving your...
I think that's how you know the story's real.
Yeah.
Because if you were lying, you would never think, oh, yeah, I had to use my seatbelt to fight the snake.
That's a great thing.
That is a great detail to
totally.
know he's not bullshitting.
Right.
And that
But-
it's
but-
around his leg, not his neck.
Right, but you know, most people haven't fought snakes before, so you can imagine like how quick things are and the chaos. So probably just grabbing the seatbelt, I can see that being something that happened. You know,
that
it's
does
messy.
legitimize
It's
it.
not
Unhooking
like
the
in movies.
seatbelt with the belt itself, the metal part, and just trying to hit
on
it.
Yes. While you go for your knife.
While you're also trying to drive a truck.
Jesus.
Imagine you're the other people on the road as that. What's this asshole doing? You know what I mean?
Oh, he's drunk. That guy's drunk. This all happened on June 15th. Police pulled him over after clocking the vehicle going. How many miles an hour do you guys think this was going?
How fast do you think it was going, Judah?
35.
35.
He's speeding, so I'm going to say 110.
110.
I bet it was going about 81.
Close. The answer is 76 miles per hour.
it was close.
I know. But it also doesn't say like in what. Like, is that in a 35?
zone? Yeah.
Then you're crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, 76 in a 55. You can't get mad at this guy.
No, I'd be more, then I'm just more impressed.
Yeah.
So
He held
I
it
was
together.
I drove up to Lake Tahoe, and you go up through the 395. This was a couple weeks ago, and you drive through these very small towns where the speed limit goes down to
It dips.
Oh my God!
Right.
It goes down to like 25 as you're passing by a school, and 35. Meanwhile, you've just been going like
70,
79 miles an hour, and to go all the way down. It's hard for people to go all the way down. But as you come out of the town, there's like, it goes up to 45, then it goes up to 60, then 70, and you're back up and you're going. So I was leaving this town that I had not been to. So we had like made a detour to stop at this one place, and then we moved on. And I had never been to this part of the town. I've driven this thing before, and I was like, we got out of the town, and I'm like, okay, we're starting to get back on the highway. I can actually like pick it up and start going again. And I went up to like 77 miles an hour. And I saw a cop car coming this way. It was a 2-lane road kind of coming towards me. And he turned his lights on and spun around and went back, and because they gunned me going like 77 miles an hour. And I, literally 300 yards away, it moved up to 70. Oh. And I was that. And I literally told the guy, I was like, I've never been here. I have my ID right out.
Sure.
I said, my family was in the car. Their kids were pissed. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have never been to this place, and I thought the speed limit. And they're like, there were 3 signs telling you what it was. I was like, I know, but usually when you get out of the town, it's like,
I wish you'd have been like, nah. Actually, there wasn't. There wasn't 3 signs.
Show me.
But that is.
Did he give you a ticket?
Yeah, he gave me a ticket, but he lowered it down to going only 10 miles over the speed limit.
What a nice fella.
Nice, but still.
Okay, well, the Queensland police say that after they let him go, after they heard this incredible story and saw the dead snake that proved it.
Yeah, if you got a dead snake to prove it.
Or does this guy drive around
with a dead snake in his car?
Just so he can speed.
You know, sometimes if the cops are bastards in your area, you need a dead snake. I don't condone it, but I can understand.
You can understand it.
Sure.
You got a dead snake in every once in a while.
Queensland police released body cam footage of the roadside stop on Wednesday in a Facebook post that admitted the slimy passenger would make any driver hysterical.
Stop.
I know. I
Stop
can't.
it.
It's not me. I hate it.
Dan.
The video shows Jimmy telling police he's just killed a deadly brown snake that may have bit him on the leg. So he's also freaking out. Yes.
But is a brown snake
brown snakes are the worst.
Okay,
they're bad.
He says, quote, I think it has bitten me. It was in the car with me. Jimmy tells the officer in the body cam footage, you can feel my heart, mate. So now he's like asking, get in here. Put your hand on my chest. See where I'm at.
This is his version of trying to cry his way out.
I'm going to show you guys, if you can run it up and show Judah. I'm going to show you guys a picture of Jimmy. And I'm not saying he's making it up, but he looks like every guy who's got a story. Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He just looks like, oh, you are not going to believe it, y'all.
Yeah, I hear you.
Australian redneck.
Yeah.
But he also looks like a guy who might have snakes in his car.
Yes.
He does.
I mean,
100%.
This
Sam
guy,
Jackson, I'm tired of all these motherfucking snakes.
He's got a just-in-case snake.
Yeah, I bet he's got snakes everywhere. Just be like, honey, I'm sorry I was late. A snake almost bit. We already used that excuse on me.
Right. He says, I think it's bitten me. It's in the car with me. He tells the officer, you can feel my heart. The officer is initially skeptical, but Jimmy points him to the bed of the truck where the dead snake is draped across some bags. Oh, that one, the officer says.
Jesus.
Police,
the other one.
Police called paramedics and waited with Jimmy until they arrived. The frightened driver told police that the snake came into the trunk near his gear stick and started climbing up between his legs. Could you imagine if you're driving,
my God.
And you're like, what is rolling
what
around
is that
down there?
little feeling right there?
I got a water bottle down there?
Jesus.
Jeez.
It started to wrap around me. Then its head just started striking the chair, he says. Jimmy ultimately pulled over, killed the snake with his knife, then tossed it in back. He took off again at a high speed for the nearest hospital, fearing he'd been bitten by the venomous serpent.
Okay, so that's
why he's speeding.
Paramedics determined that Jimmy was in shock, but had not been bitten at all.
So he's hysterical.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. He said it's bloody terrifying, Jimmy told police. He added that he was relieved to be pulled over. I've never been so happy to see red and blue lights. So that's how probably also weird for cops when they pull you over and they're like, thank God, guys,
thank God you're here.
I've done a lot of illegal shit in my time, but I'm just so happy that
finally
this isn't one of those times.
You guys here for the snake? No, sir.
No.
Get back in your car.
God, that is so crazy.
Yeah. The eastern brown snake is a highly venomous snake and one of the deadliest in the world, Queensland police wrote in a news release. They added that the snakes are protected under Queensland law, but this was a particularly unique situation.
Self-defense, bro.
Right, but you're not supposed to kill these snakes.
What do you do?
He didn't have a choice. So Jimmy managed to avoid getting a ticket. or a snake bite from the encounter.
And the cops probably waited so long. Like they went back to their car and just sat there and waited. And then they're like, we're not going to give you a ticket. You know what I mean? They wait. They really
looking at paperwork and looking
made
back
him
up at
sweat
him.
it out.
Yeah. They said that he'll probably be peeking under his seat for snakes for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, psychologically.
Everywhere. That ruins you forever.
But also, it's Australia. You might want to start doing that pre snake fight.
This is what I said. So many things can kill you in Australia.
Spiders. They're like spiders that like eat birds. And you're like, Jesus, what is this place?
Spider eats a bat.
Koala gives you syphilis or
Koalas can give
chlamydia.
you syphilis.
What?
There was a point in time where like 93% of all koalas
Had chlamydia.
Little sluts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they spread it.
All right.
So don't have sex with a koala. Watch out under your seat when you're in Australia. Just be careful, man.
Yeah. There's also one fun thing about this story. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, Judah, in these stories, they have like read more, where they want you to click on another article that they've read.
Yeah, sure.
It's one sentence. If they're good, sometimes I include them. Mm-hmm. Here's this one. Read more. Dad loses arm wrestling match to son, triggering 8-hour police standoff.
Oh my God.
Dan, we might have to get into that one another time.
That's an incredible sentence.
I know.
8-hour police.
Just even the first, you could just stop at dad loses arm wrestling match to son. That's when you're like, oh, this is an Onion article, right?
Nope.
Then triggering 8-hour police. How mad are you that your son has surpassed you, that you get the cops
Dan, you know what
involved?
it would have been an Onion article if it was dad loses thumb wrestling
Right, that's a little bit
fight
more.
with father.
Yeah.
With
And you know what else too I can tell you just from that headline, guys? It wasn't one match.
No, it was a rematch.
I'm
Come
saying
on,
like
let's do it
4
left
or
arm.
5 times. Yeah, that they
Left
did
arm,
that.
right
Yeah.
arm. Jeez Louise.
This is a modern day Oedipus.
When's
like if Oedipus was around back in the day, there'd be an 8-hour standoff.
When's the last time any of the three of you arm wrestled somebody?
No.
I have no desire. Maybe high school.
None. I can't even tell you a time when I did it. Judah?
That's the difference. Sometimes people, when they're young, they don't understand what being older is. And like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, arm wrestling, fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And the first thing I think of now when I hear arm wrestling is pain and injury and just permanent injury.
Or maybe a broken table. And by the way, you have to be careful. You got to keep your
You're the world champion in
you
ping
got
pong.
to keep your ping pong hands strong.
Right.
It's true.
Have you been
Very
able
true.
to play ping pong in the pandemic? Tell me about ping pong in the pandemic.
I haven't, although a lot of the ping pong places have been closed.
Sure.
But a fair amount have opened back up. But
Outdoor.
They put a table outside.
Well, there's
you're
outdoor
automatically
pong
distanced.
is going on.
Outdoor pong
but
is going
a lot of indoor clubs now are open, but I don't really think that's safe.
I don't think it's safe either.
if you come to LA, I got a ping pong table in my garage. We'll open the garage up. It's a playroom. Please, I want you to come and teach my son.
Judah,
I will
ping
come
pong.
to your place one day and we will play ping pong. That would
At
be great.
Moon Tower Comedy Festival, Jay and I host the ping pong slapdown every year. And the years that Judah was there were just watching him work his magic.
Demolish people.
And against the very best that Austin had to offer, because there's a ping pong club in Austin.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good
So
one.
you got people who like play. It's almost like when you see like the best street baller go up against a pro. And you're like, he might get him on for a few, but Judah's.
Yeah, Judah, I wanted to ask you, have you guys all seen Searching for Bobby Fischer?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the scene where the kid reaches out his hand to shake the other kid's hand and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're lost. You just don't know it yet. Like, how quickly into a game, Judah, do you know you've beaten somebody? Like, is it after their first serve that you're like, oh, okay, that's what you got?
Well, a couple things. One, those tournaments were not bringing out the best players in Austin.
That's
Texas.
okay, fine.
I mean,
Fair.
because I went to their club there, their local like real club
Yeah.
there. They have some very good players.
Okay,
I'm sure.
gotcha.
So I haven't played like a real tournament, an official tournament in a while. But for an official tournament player, I'm like average at best.
Okay.
But that does mean that in general, for someone who does not play official tournaments, now I can always lose, but theoretically, I should be able to easily beat that person
That's
if
right.
they don't play official tournaments.
Are you mean about it? Do you ever?
No, he's so
do you,
nice.
no,
and
no, no,
nice.
no. I mean, like,
Yeah.
do you let them get a couple points, or do you just end it quick?
You can. It depends on what you want to do, So it can go either way, But no, you can generally tell, within about 2 seconds if someone's good. I mean, but seriously, let's go to stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
If you're walking into a room, how long do you have to know? How long do you have to see somebody to know if they're? And I'm not talking. I mean, there's different levels. There's brilliant, but just like if this person is a
Competent
professional,
Yes.
competent comic, how long does it take?
30 seconds.
One joke. One joke.
Yeah, sometimes just on before how they've taken the mic out.
How much
And
they're
like-
sweating.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like are they looking at anything?
By the way, same thing as ping pong. You look across the table, you're like, how much is this guy sweating?
Right.
All right. I know where he's at.
right?
Yeah, you can see, how they're holding the paddle, what their posture is,
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're positioned on the table.
Yeah, just literally seconds.
Yeah, you got it.
And I think the same with
Sizes
comedy.
Sizing it up.
You're right.
Hilarious.
But
All
you're right.
Dan.
As soon as someone approaches the mic, even
Yeah.
as they haven't even touched the mic yet, you can be like, all right, this person knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
I'm excited to see what what's going to come out of this man's mouth because of the way they stood up there.
Right.
I agree, man. All right, we have one more story, Dan, and
do.
we're going to take a break before we get there, but give us a little
Oh,
tease.
just a fun little abuse of 911 for a dumb reason.
Great. I love it. Judah Friedlander's with us. It's Dumb People Town. We got one more story. Stick around.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your girl, Tammy Roman. Now, some of you may know me from a show called Basketball Wives, and others of you know me from Instagram, Official Bonnet Chronicles. I'm sliding through to tell you about my new venture, the Bonnet Chronicles podcast.
Real talk, hot tea. Nothing out of line with Tammy and Reggie. Real talk, hot tea. Bringing you the heat to the off degree. It's the Bonnet Chronicles. The Bonnet Chronicles. The Bonnet Chronicles. The Bonnet Chronicles podcast.
That's right, people. I am going to be talking about all things, okay? Get into it. I plan on talking about love and relationships, hot topics, and every now and again I'll throw in a little BS just to keep it fun. And I hope you check in every week to hear what's happening with me and Reggie. It's the Bonnet Chronicles podcast.
Guys, want to talk to you about something that's super important, your mental health. We know that right now everyone has a general level of anxiety in their world, and now added on top of that is the world of anxiety that has been placed on all of our shoulders because of this pandemic, whether it be economic issues, whether it be social issues, whether it be general anxiety stuff that we all feel. We're building. All you have to do is scroll through your phone and you can start to feel that anxiety. And whether you're in a house that is making you more anxious or you're quarantining alone and that loneliness is very difficult, we want to make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. And that's why I love that we have this sponsor, Talkspace. They're amazing. They're an online therapy and they are more committed than ever to expanding access for anyone who is struggling right now. With Talkspace, you get the support of a licensed therapist from the safety of your own home and can reach out from your device whenever something is on your mind. You can send a therapist text, audio, picture, or video messages from your phone or computer 24/7 as thousands of licensed therapists are there to help you out. They'll match you with one that can. And look, I know my wife's practice has grown in the time of this pandemic, mainly because people are needing that connection and needing that outlet and needing that resource. I love Talkspace because they have thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties, including the ones that are the most important right now: anxiety, depression, relationship issues, the things that keep you up at night. They're going to help you out. Once you're matched, you can begin your therapy the exact same day. This is really good. So in honor of Mental Health Month, Talkspace is online therapy committed to fostering a global community. They get it. Here's the bottom line. You deserve support. You deserve not to have to struggle anymore on your own. Your Talkspace therapist can be your dedicated support system, there to make you feel healthier. That's right. And more empowered even in these uncertain times. As a listener of our podcast, you get $100 off your first month of Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com or download the app. Make sure you use the code SCLAR. It gets you $100 off and lets them know that we sent you there. That's SCLAR at Talkspace.com. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We want to remind you guys, this is happening, and there probably aren't a lot of tickets left.
We're
doing our own
300 tickets by now.
We're doing our own virtual live Dumb People Town with the Nowhere Comedy Club on August 15th. If you go to eventbrite.com and look up Live Dumb People Town. Like I said, when we're recording this on a Thursday before this thing drops on the Tuesday,
We're already almost 300.
we're at about 300 tickets sold. So I think it's
There's less than 200 left, and we have plenty of weeks. So this isn't one of those promo deals. If you want to be there at that show, you're like me, you like to wait till the last minute. Don't do that this time because you won't get in.
You get shut
and
out.
We want Dumb People Town people to be there.
And I think the way these sold, and we have Jim Gaffigan's the guest, so it's going to be great. But the way this sold, I really do believe that this is something we could do sort of every other month. So
I would hope so.
We'll, get your tickets on that, eventbrite.com. And then also this Thursday night, go see Judah Friedlander, judahfriedlander.com, and check out
Judah World Champ, right? No, that's your Twitter handle.
judahfriedlander.com. Judah
Yeah.
World Champ is on Instagram and Twitter.
And Instagram and Twitter, Judah World Champ, website, judahfriedlander.com.
Nice.
And so go check that out and get tickets for his show because you'll love it. All right, let's do this last
Here we
story.
go. Ready? Sent in by La Assassina
Love her.
at
She's
La
great.
Assassina MMA. She's holding it down out in New York City
Thank
as
God.
well.
Thank God she's protecting the city.
Here we go. You want the headline?
Yes.
First, let me read you the very first line.
Okay.
Meet Tracy McLeod. You know you're in for a treat when somebody's like this is the ballad of Tracy McLeod.
That's the journalistic way of saying, let me tell you about this bitch.
right. There's that line. Woman arrested for calling 911 to complain about Chinese food.
Oh, boy. Well, you could have taken the word food out of there. And I'm sure.
Yeah, that would
I'm
apply
sure
to a
there
lot
was
of
probably a
It's
lot of
already
in this
sounding very racist.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of that.
It doesn't go there, I promise.
Okay.
The woman was arrested yesterday after, because that's when we're all reading it the day after it happened, after she dialed 911 to complain that the food she ordered at a Chinese restaurant was not up to her standards. She's not even saying this is an emergency. She's just saying, it's not up to my standards, 911. I don't know. You calling us?
Yeah. I don't even know under what circumstance would you call 911 based on Chinese food? If I found a dead baby in my Chinese
ate
food.
a rat or something, I don't know.
If my fortune cookie said, we've murdered people,
Right.
then I might call 911.
Call 911.
What's Gary Shandling's old joke?
Gary Shandling's old joke is one of my favorite.
Open up a fortune cookie.
He says, your rice is,
I peed in your rice.
I peed in your rice. Should these be handwritten? That was a great Gary Shandling joke. But there's this is
You can't just be irritated.
This is a major
calling
problem, and
911.
Judah, you can help us out with this. The idea of what people believe that they are entitled to. So, I got bad food. What's my recourse? Call up the Chinese food restaurant and tell them that you didn't like the food?
No. Leave
Nope.
a Yelp review?
Leave a Yelp review?
No.
I got to go nuclear and call 911.
Yeah, they skipped Yelp and Google and went right to the police.
Yeah.
That's
a nuclear option.
And not even because they were sick. Not even because they found a syringe or anything. It was because it just wasn't up to their standard.
Snuff.
Wasn't up to their liking.
Well, that shows you, I think, there's so many people who've gotten, they're calling me now.
No, it's 911.
I better not say anything. Wow. Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
No, but it's, the entitlement level of so many people, to me, it just didn't exist 10, 20 years ago.
I agree.
The levels that it's at now.
10 years ago.
Wow.
I don't think
I
it
think
had
we used to
existed.
have this deal with it mentality, and now we have this make someone deal with it mentality. It's
Nothing
somebody
is a mistake.
Right.
Nothing is just chalk it up.
Right.
Nothing is, it's I got carrots from the supermarket the other day and they didn't taste great. And my recourse was, I guess I can take these back right now or complain, but I'm not calling 911.
Exactly.
All right, I got a bad batch of carrots. It happens sometime. No one's out to get
I'll
me.
be I'll let them know the next time.
Next
I'm there.
time I go
and
there,
if
I'm
they
gonna
care and they believe me, that'll work out.
They'll give me a new one.
Right. And if they don't,
Well, how scary would society be if the cops actually start
Stepping
responding
in.
to those
Yeah.
calls?
They show up, kick down the door.
It's actually legal to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It could happen.
You're right. According to the Alliance Police Department, McLeod called 911 from the Main Moon Chinese restaurant.
She called from the restaurant?
Yes, around 4:30 p.m. Monday. It's an early dinner.
Jesus.
How was your dinner, ma'am? Hang on a second.
I got to make a phone
Walk
call.
over to the thing. And is she picking up a payphone or is she calling from her own phone?
From their house phone.
Can I use your guys' phone real quick?
Use your front desk.
Just hit 9 and then 1 and then
Right,
1.
then you're out. 911 and then you're out. When a dispatcher asked, "What's your emergency?" Tracy McLeod responded, "I had bought some Chinese food and it's not up to par to me." McLeod explained that the restaurant workers were refusing to give her a refund. The incredulous operator requested the caller's name and asked, "And this is why you called 911?"
Shame her.
To which
Shame her.
McLeod responded, what am I supposed to do? Jump over the thing and beat them up to get my money back?"
No, that wasn't another
But
option.
if she does that,
We'll be there.
well, Main Moon Chinese restaurant could now call 911.
That's right.
So if she wants to get 911 involved, don't beat anybody up. But this is the pathway to that happening.
You can get to 911. It's just a different path.
I love the dispatcher was like, "Ma'am, this is what we're doing this for?
This is what you're doing.
Because something wasn't up to par because you're running double bogey on your Chinese food?"
I mean,
Write a bad
And who are
review.
the cops to judge what is
Good
up to
and-
par food?
that's right.
Right.
Food is.
They do like a Top Chef taste, tasting. What does Gail Simmons have to say about that?
Well, it brings me back to our very first start of our conversation today, Judah. Imagine you starting calling 911 being like, "Look, these new pizza places in New York are not up to par."
That's right.
And I'm at one right now. Do you guys want to talk to them?
Do you guys want to come over and do something about it? They're
Right.
like, what are we going to do about it?
Right.
Yeah, I would never do that.
No, you would not. Of course you would.
After cops were dispatched to the restaurant, Tracy McLeod was arrested for misuse of 911 system. She's scheduled to appear in municipal court on Friday on a misdemeanor charge. Let's leave here with this.
I'm glad this is happening, by the way. I'm glad people, to me, this is like in soccer when guys dive and get a red card. It's like,
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
You faked it. You want to fake it? You're going to get penalized.
I agree. How old? We will leave today's show on this. How old do you think Tracy McLeod is?
That's a good question.
I'm going to go with 24 again.
Okay, 24 again.
How many hours in a day?
Jason Sklar.
My favorite Kiefer Sutherland show. I'm gonna say she's 48.
48.
She's our age.
More than designated survivor?
Yes.
I think this gal is 43.
43 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
48, 43, 24.
One of you is 1 year off. No! Would anybody like to go up or down a year to adjust their
I'm
answer?
going down 42 Jackie Robinson. Judah, what are you doing?
We'll go up to 25. for this
Okay.
person.
Jay?
I'm gonna go down to 47.
47. All right. Judah, we had fun with you today, my
Judah,
man.
you're the best.
We will leave you on this because the ballad of Tracy McLeod
Meet Tracy McLeod.
is... You might as well be driving in St. Louis because she's 34, guys.
44. I went the
44
wrong
years
way,
old.
but I was
know.
close enough to it.
She's old enough to know better. That's
Even,
just
18, 16, she's old enough to know better.
Don't be stupid like that. Or be stupid because it allows us to have a show. Judah Friedlander, I'm so glad that we get a chance to do this across the country for you. Stay safe.
everyone go see a show
Everyone
on
go see
Thursday
a show.
night. Listen to Dan's nightly podcast, The Good
Sure.
Night Show. Listen to our daily podcast. We've got one called Scarborough Country, the Virus Edition, and our sports podcast, View from the Cheap Seats. Please keep supporting us. We appreciate you guys so much. And
Oh, shit. We got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Audio, a podcast network.